We have our Bear Creek Arsenal side charging build here. I had that weird scope mounted that has that funny latch that when you get the right distance or mount it to where you get the right eye relief, you can't use the T-handle. So I put this thing on the Bear Creek build here with our PSA lower. And I'm going to try to sight her in. I'm going to go with Winchester US Overrun, the green tip bullet. And I'm going to try to dial her in here at 50. And again, this with these folding stocks and that, this particular case guard mount is not good with an AR. It's hard to get it stable and still. Oh, and I did put another buffer in here, so we're going to see where our cases end up. Kind of try to calm it down. A little to the left. And where did my brass go? Okay. Okay, so once again, I cannot hold this thing dead steady, and with the scope you could see it, I'm moving. I believe I got it on. So I'm going to take 5 rounds and I'm going to keep it as still and as steady as possible. And actually the first 2 rounds were almost touching, covered up by tape. So the accuracy of this barrel, okay, is looking good, and my brass is going backwards to the correct position. So the over-gassing issue was solved with that little bit heavier buffer. So let me see if I can get in marksman mode here. May have pulled one, but we'll go look at that target, and if this gun is shooting where I think it is, the accuracy of this barrel is phenomenal. Alright, we'll go take a look. Alright, that's why you tape up the holes you fired. There's my 5 shots. 1, 2, 3. 5 shots in there. We're still left. Okay, that one was a flyer. So I'm going to crank that to the left. I'm going to tape this up and we're going to try to get it on center once again. Alright, I think I got the scope tweaked in. And what I did is, because it was all around the diamond, I put a fresh target up. So I'm going to sit here. I put 10 rounds of the green tip in. So far everything is functioning fine, even with that slightly heavier buffer, and it does shoot a lot smoother with that, you know, gas system and that. This is a carbine length, I believe. Plus, as an added bonus, you know, we have a side charging handle. Let's see. There we go. So I'm going to try to get as many accurate shots in. I believe I got it dialed in. Try to steady as best as I can. Might have pulled that one. I did. There we go. Pulled that one too. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that. Alright, we're going to go down and take a look at that target, next 10 rounds. I might fire up the rest of this box trying to hit the corner ones, but let's go see what we did. Alright guys, now I know I pulled that one and that one. I twisted probably a little bit on the other 3, but there's 4 of them, and when I did it, it was dead on. Probably those 2 there were when I was just winging it. It was lined up and I'd let off. With a better trigger and a little more control, and if you didn't have the nerve damage that I did, I could have probably kept all of those in that diamond. Okay, I'm going to take the rest of that box and try clipping these in the corner and see what I end up with. But for what I paid for that upper, okay, sub $200 complete upper, that's okay. Now we're arguing about value. That's hard to beat. I have to apologize that, you know, I don't have a setup. I got to try to find something where these guns I can hold steady. Even on this bag with my hand shaking violently, it throws me off. The gun is more accurate than what you're seeing. I can say that. I know. So, we're going to go, and again, side charging handle, really cool. No malfunctions, everything's running smooth. Putting that little bit heavier buffer actually reduces the recoil, the felt recoil, and I think the stuff's going out at 3 o'clock, but there isn't a case deflector here. So I think that has something to do with where the brass goes. I just hope it ain't been hitting the camera the whole time. Alright, let's pop at the corners. Try to put 2 in each one. Hold it. Hold that one too. Alright, we'll go down, take a look for the hell of it. This, like I said, for what we paid for that upper, alright, and I know I'm twitching like crazy. The scope I can see it, and when I pull the trigger I'll shift a little. This gun is fairly accurate, you know. Alright guys, at 50, there's 2 there. Okay, 2 there, and again these targets are getting kind of torn. I tried knocking all the staples out, but touching the diamond. 2 there, and like I said, I pulled them. I know I twisted a slight bit to the left. Now that there, that's nice. That's real nice. Okay. My hand, I got no control over the twisting and the shaking, and that's what my left hand is jerking the gun when I shoot. That's why I get that to the left. When it is dead on. I try to find a different type of rest where it's dead still, you know, and do that. But there you go. I mean, a Bear Creek Arsenal, it's side charging upper receiver. We'll discuss it in my post-shooting thing in detail, but that is something to look into.